CEO Security Watch Africa, Patrick Agbambu, joins me now for more on this development. So Mali and Burkina Faso are threatening to put boots on the ground if ECOWAS goes ahead with its threat. We understand that countries like Algeria and Guinea have also warned against military action by ECOWAS, even though Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire say they are with ECOWAS on this decision. What's the implication of a military action by the West African community at this time?
The implication is far-reaching. There is economic implication, there is security implication, there is the welfare of the people, both in Nigeria and Niger, will be affected. I think that the government, the leadership of ECOWAS, the heads of government, and the government of Nigeria must look seriously into this issue. Military action, as far as I'm concerned, it should be discontinued. We should explore more way of diplomacy and resolve this issue amicably. That is my own take.
How well has ECOWAS fared, when we talk about diplomatic alternatives in countries like Burkina Faso and Mali, where military juntas still hold sway?
Yeah, I'll tell you that ECOWAS have not fared well because at each of these incidents, ECOWAS come with a hardline approach, which is not encouraging. You don't give them ultimatum and also immediately impose sanction. You look for ways to negotiate. I have said it that in this case, for instance, it's difficult to ask that they reinstate the former president, the President Bazoum. I know you could negotiate for an interim or transitional government while he's taking for safety, while arrangements could be done to easily to ease out the military junta. But to threaten them or start imposition of sanction immediately before the ultimatum expired is like telling them, look, we are coming for you. And they don't think the way other politicians or civilians will be thinking. They are thinking about regime security, regime protection. They must protect their government, and they will solicit for support from sympathetic countries or individuals to be able to perpetuate their stay in power, which is already what is playing out. Already, information I gathered is that they have built up a lot of solidarity, particularly the Wagner Group and all that. And that is why they are calling ECOWAS bluff. And so it's not something that ECOWAS has handled so well in Burkina Faso, in Mali, even in Guinea. In this particular instance, they still have not handled it very well. I think it rests on the shoulder of Nigeria to be able to resolve this amicably.
Mr. Agbambu, we understand that international airlines have now begun to divert flights around the Niger space after the junta there shut down air operations. What does this mean for the counter-terrorism efforts by countries like the U.S. and France to deal with terrorism in the Sahel, particularly the growing influence of Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State?
Yeah, if we have to dig deep into the why was the coup? Why did the coup take place in the first instance? As much as we condemn the coup, because nobody advocates for military government at this period, at this time we must look at the reasons why did they strike. It goes beyond within the African region. It goes to the Western world. The countries you mentioned, France and the United States, they are aware of what is happening, what is playing out there. And that's why the junta is making every move to protect themselves. Information I gathered, as soon as a passenger aircraft landed in Niamey yesterday, they shut down the airspace. And the information is that that passenger aircraft came with a lot of support for the junta, and it shows that they are ready to call the bluff of ECOWAS. They are ready to face whatever, and this is to the detriment of the ordinary Nigerians on the streets. already we're seeing it where they're already feeling the pinch because Nigeria has cut off electricity supply. Foodstuff are being cut off from them. So it's the sanction or whatever the deadlock currently now is not in favor of the ordinary Nigerians, which ECOWAS and Nigeria is expecting to protect their interests.
The junta is also exploiting anti-French sentiments. We understand that the French government has about 1,500 military personnel on ground in Niger. The U.S. also has a little bit over 1,000. It's yet to be known what happens to them in the coming days. But what's the implication of what seems a growing support, within the citizens for the military government?
Yeah, that is, I would say that is why the military junta seems to be more encouraged and to call bluff of everybody because they have their citizens behind them. The reason is not far-fetched. You notice that the countries in the Sahel are already tired of the nuclearism attitude of France and all that. They are sourcing for other friendly nations that could support them. And you can see that they are waving the flags of Russia and some other countries they think are friendly, which to me is also not too good because it's going to make the country a playground of what the big boys trying to set up a military and counter-military base and all that. So it doesn't play well for them, but that is what it is today because the main economic state of Niger, which is uranium, is what these Western countries are trying to continuously exploit to the detriment of the citizens of that country. So you really see that the people feel that they have not benefited from their commonwealth, from their natural resources that God has blessed them with, since France has been in control of all their resources. So that is why they are celebrating. They believe that the junta would help to sever relationship, which they have also already cut ties with the US, France, Nigeria, and some other countries. I don't think Nigeria should be regarded as a hostile country to Niger because we
Absolutely, because we share a lot of similarity. We just talked about the border areas where you practically could not tell the difference between Nigeria and Niger and the economic implication of the borders being shut down. We also get to see how Russia and North Korea, the role they both play in the coming days in these countries. Patrick Agbambu, CEO, Security Watch Africa, thank you for talking to us on the news this hour.